Good day, good people. Once again, you've got the grumpy old nerds in your ear. As always, I'm Uncle John, your elder who watches too much TV, reads too many comic books, and attends way too many films. And is the proud coach of a 1-0 elementary basketball team today. Hooray! Um, they still suck. So over here is Uncle Percy in the booty chair. Hi, Uncle Percy.
Hey, I'm just a fat bastard today.
Oh, oh my.
From
Well,
from from
I
Stephen
hope.
A. From Stephen A. Smith.
So before we get into it, we also have a very special guest joining us later on in the show, but we'll get to that in a moment. Also with us is super producer Mel. Hi, Mel. Making sure that we act right and stay on time. So I would be remiss if I did not talk about something that I really didn't want to talk about. So, ever since the advent of social media and the fact that people have all these platforms to talk shit about each other, we have been subject to many a pissing contest between individuals, male, female, whoever. And there are two prominent ones. One that I refused to talk about until the second one happened, and it just kind of pissed me off, this whole thing. So, of course, the first one is Cat Williams and the world, apparently. Um, Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp recently and began spewing venom at everyone he could. Uh, I am a Cat Williams fan. I will give you my bias with that. And I am to an extent, Shannon Sharp fan. I think Cat is a very talented comedian. I think you can take some stuff that he says with a grain of salt, but I think there's truth in his observations of the world. And he also happens to be fucking hilarious. Shannon Sharp is very good at talking. He's country as fuck, but he's very good. He's found his niche after football in terms of talking. And with Club Shay Shay, he's given himself a platform to prove to be a moderate at best interviewer. So Cat Williams again came on Club Shay Shay and began spewing venom. And at the time, I was, although I found it humorous, I found it a little bit informative. I also, some of the stuff Cat says is firmly in the realm of fantasy. And I'm never going to, because I have faith in God and very little in man, I am never going to take what someone says to me as 100%. But in this instance, Cat just seemed to have a vendetta. I don't know what he was doing, but he just wanted to come out there and shit on as many other black comedians as he could. And I think being a grumpy old nerd, I get tired of us coming on social media, coming on the internet, and just railing on each other. That's unnecessary. So of course, the entertainer had to respond. A couple of other comedians had to respond. I mean, did I need to know the earthquake is illiterate? No. Did I need to know, excuse me, that Earthquake lost his sitcom because he couldn't read the cue cards? No. What did Earthquake do? Now, some of the stuff Cat said was true. A joke that Cedric tells about Bominicious, which I find hilarious, was literally lifted from an episode of the old 80s sitcom Designing Women. That was the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said some things about Steve Harvey that were vicious. And it's a lot. It's a 2-hour and 45-minute interview. And I could only take it in chunks. I could watch about 15, 20 minutes. I had to go somewhere and rest. I'll watch another 15, 20 minutes, go somewhere and rest. It's really a lot. And he doesn't let up. He's going in regardless and regardless. And Uncle Percy, I'm gonna get your opinion in a minute. I just kind of wanted to lay the groundwork real quick. So we are, from my understanding, said that Steve came on Club Shay Shay and told lies about Cat, and he wanted to set the record straight. Okay, that's fine. But to be honest, Roy, and thank you for commenting. To be honest, after a while, it's just like, why? People are going to believe who they want to believe. Now, you have some Steve Harvey and Cedric fans who believe what Cat said, and you've got some Cat fans who believe what he said about them. So it doesn't matter to me. Anyway, it's all like high school shit. Anyway, so we now have a situation where Stephen A. Smith has come out and publicly ripped Whitlock, called him a fat bastard and a
Piece of shit.
piece of shit, because Jason Whitlock came on his radio show, his vlog, whatever, and talked about Stephen A.'s book, in which he was saying, Stephen A. was lying and exaggerating the truth. Oh Lord. So, so here's my issue. Here's my issue with both instances: Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock, Cat Williams, and everybody. I'm not saying we all have to get along as Black people in this world, because we're not. Everyone's an individual. But we are so busy fighting all these other outside forces. When are we going to stop fighting each other? When are we going to just chill and say, you know what? I don't like you, but I don't need to come out. I can go on a talk show and promote this subject, or I can go on a TV show and promote the subject. The promotion doesn't have to be, you a fat bastard, you a liar, you exaggerate about your history, you stole my jokes. Like, God damn. And maybe it's just me and the fact I got all this white hair on my chin, and it's just I get tired of it. Look, just like I would get tired if I were to watch reality shows and watch Black women throw drinks at each other at the club. I get tired of it. As a Black people, do you recognize if we were to band together and provide force against the forces against us, we would win. We would succeed every fucking time. But we're so busy calling each other fat bastards and saying, Cat got on the show and said Cedric the Entertainer's belly so big, he looks like a fat walrus. God damn. What's that got to do with him stealing your jokes? It's not even, it may be factual, but now you're just talking about people. Now you're just saying, you a sorry motherfucker or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Percy, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me your take on this shit.
All I want to say is Club Shay Shay was a 2-hour and 45-minute stand-up for Cat Williams.
Yes.
He basically, that was the best stand-up show I've ever seen for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best. That was just the best show. Some of the things he said, I was like, I had to take a step back and really think about it, especially when he brought the whole uh, hanging with Mr. Cooper compared to the Steve Harvey show. And I had to take a step back and like, you know what? Yeah, they are the same. One is a music teacher and the other one's just a gym teacher, but it's the same concept. So I kind of like, ooh, okay. The whole thing, a whole thing about in his contract about certain comedians got to wear a dress because that's the only way they can act. Him, what do you say, Tyler Perry and who's the other comedian, the radio talk show host,
Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley. That's the
Yeah,
only way they can.
He doesn't like Ricky Smiley at all.
No.
God damn.
Well, and that was the lie because Ice Cube had to come back on and say,
Exactly.
that Ricky Smiley did try out for the pimp role, but
Exactly.
they felt he was better playing Santa Claus.
Right.
So Ice Cube came out and straightened all that stuff out. You know, comedians steal jokes from everyone. It happens. These guys start off these and Cat kind of said it when he started off. When he started off, people stealing his stuff. He'll say it and then they'll come back there and say, hey, good show. Then the next thing he's going to their show 2 years later and they saying the joke and and he's like, what the what? I mean, it happens. Or like the only thing I didn't like was when Steve Harvey, what he called the jokes. I forgot what he called it. Well, it was something stupid like equal opportunity jokes or something like that. Like that. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, we can't be sitting up here just letting everything out. Even though it was funny because now I'm thinking like, yeah, was Chris Tucker on that list? Oh, maybe he was. Was PD I mean, like I said, it was a 2 hour and 45-minute comedy show
Stand-up routine.
in the
Yeah.
routine because he talked about everything, every current event. He got in P Diddy, he got in Chris Tucker. I mean, and
Every nigga he could find.
right, he was hitting it. So yeah, I I really don't care. And then Steve A. Smith, that I watched that this morning. I was just laughing. I was
It,
Hey
the
man,
Steve.
hey, we using the N word? What's going on?
I was just
Oh, I
laughing.
see. Okay, I'm looking at the screen now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So okay. So
What's up, everybody?
Rod, let's you're a fat bastard. Yeah.
Fat bastard.
Rod, I was just explaining that
Uh,
I'm tired of the infighting amongst us on social media and on the
okay,
internet.
okay.
We all not gonna get along. That's fine. But
Definitely
Cat
not.
Williams coming out there and talking trash and calling said a fat walrus, and you got Stephen A. Smith calling Jason Whitlock a fat bastard. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, if my fatigue from this is not real.
All right. Once again, good evening, everybody. Glad I could make it. My camera wasn't acting right, so I had to do something to it. All right. So all right, I did watch the whole interview with Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp. Club
Mhm.
Shay Shay, by the way, is an awesome. It's an awesome show. You gotta look at it more. And the show with and his show with Chad Ochocinco is also awesome.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
picked up a couple of those as well.
It is.
Now,
It's a
Cat
it's a it's a safe place.
apparently. All right, so I checked out both, and Cat pretty much got on Shannon's couch, drank the cognac, and just pretty much said F everybody for like 2 hours.
Yes.
Yep.
Did he have to do that? No. Was it entertaining? Hell yes. Of course it was entertaining. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of other black comedians, but I was discussing this with somebody else previously before the show, and they were saying that, comedy is very, very competitive, a lot
Mhm.
like other things. And just because people are making people laugh, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're nice people or they're good people. So some of the things I could totally understand Cat was talking about, and also all of his stuff, almost everything he said was corroborated by other people. So, what's really going on? It would make me question. That's the question I'm asking myself. It's like, okay, nobody's come back at Cat and said, no, this was wrong. This was wrong to my knowledge. I don't know, like, I don't know what people put in response videos or not, but nobody has said that this dude was lying, and that's the scary part about it.
Well,
Because
no.
he
Well,
sat there and
well,
just said,
Go ahead,
okay,
Percy.
well,
did
I'm just
somebody
saying.
say something?
Well, Ice Cube came right out. He came out the next day and basically said uh, that yeah, Cat did. He was the pimp in the movie stuff, but the other comedian, what's his name, John? I keep forgetting his name.
Cat
Ricky
Williams.
Smiley?
Yeah,
Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley
Okay.
did try out for that position, but they just thought uh, he was better as the Santa Claus, and Cat Williams was better as the
Okay.
pimp. I mean, that was it, you know,
Okay.
But then of course, whatever movie he was in with Cat, I was just telling John or telling the audience, basically saying, he was saying that anytime he performs with Cat, he has to wear a
His wear
dress.
dress.
Yeah,
He put
you
that
know,
in his contract.
right,
Yeah.
put it in the contract. Which to me is kind of crazy, but
Yeah, it's a little petty, but even Shannon was like, "Hey, why would you do that, Cat?"
because he,
Yeah,
But
that's kind of.
okay, I
I don't
guess.
think I definitely would have done that, but
But Rod, I think the whole I play 11 basketball games a day with 20-year-olds, and I was reading fluently at 3, and a college student at 7, admitted to college at 7. That okay. Now that kind of puts a pall on all the other shit he was talking about. Like
now he might
I
be
I
stretching a
go
little
out and
bit,
run a
right?
sub 4.3
right,
40 now at 50 years old. Okay, Cat, then go fucking run to the Olympics.
right,
Okay. And it's not even that he went out there and exposed all these truths. If you want to do that, that's fine. If
Right.
you're sick of these men building their careers on lies and you feel the need to go and tell, that's fine. But then it becomes personal, and then it becomes over the top, and then it becomes, I'm the king of the world, I'm the best there is at everything that ever been done, and all these other motherfuckers can kiss my ass, and then you've got
it can degenerate into that, absolutely.
and then you've got Stephen A. The term fat bastard just rolls off the tongue. So I'm gonna say it a couple more times before the show is over.
I already said I'm a fat bastard.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Stephen A. comes out and starts calling Jason Whitlock a fat bastard. And what else he call him? He called him something else out of his name because he was lying because Jason Whitlock is saying all this stuff about Stephen A. It just becomes exhausting. It becomes if y'all got such a problem, go outside to the parking lot and fight. That's how we solve problems back in the day. It's not over the airwaves.
You got 250-something dude. What 250-something dudes look like in the parking lot trying to run the fade?
What do 250-year-old dudes look like on the internet
out of breath,
bitching at each other? And I'm about to become very sexist, but they sound like two women. For real. They sound like two women going back and forth. But
slightly in Stephen A.'s defense. Apparently this had been going on for a minute, and Stephen A. was really not he was trying to ignore it. He was trying to let it ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it got to the point where he felt like he had to respond. So that's slightly in his defense. But yes, I agree that two grown men going at each other in this manner on network television is not a good look.
It's not. And I'm really tired. And I equate it to watching these reality shows and these black women throwing drinks at each other over ridiculousness.
Yep.
It becomes, when do we have the other side where we have serious conversations about what's going on in the world, as opposed to my timeline and my YouTube being flooded with people with their opinions on these four knuckleheads? It just becomes it becomes ridiculous. So
all right. So the first thing you got to understand, Uncle John, is that this whole thing is entertainment. That's number one. So, if you're looking for actual issues and people addressing those issues, you're going to have to look a little deeper because this ain't it. You talking about ESPN and you're talking about Fox Sports and you're talking about comedy. So now I would grant you that, comedians in their own way give a lot of social commentary. People who are on ESPN or Fox Sports could do that. People on ESPN have a little more leeway than Fox. Fox is a lot more rigid.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why Jason Whitlock is at Fox, because he used to be on ESPN.
Right.
And Jason Whitlock has some conservative, almost I would say right views on some stuff. Putting it mildly.
Right.
So you occasionally will get some commentary from people like him and Stephen A. about social issues, especially if it happens to be like a hot button topic. Like, they both had something to say about the George Floyd situation and other things like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but exactly. But in terms of that, you're not gonna get the hard hitting, like really close examination of social issues or anything going on in the world from people like that.
Go ahead.
No, it's interesting though, real quick, and I'm gonna let you ride real quick. It's very interesting. I listened to the comedian Godfrey. I listened to his podcast.
Yes.
And his podcast is amazing for doing that. Yet it is funny at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have different guests on, and they'll talk about different social issues, and of course it's going to have a comedic slant to it, but you end up learning quite a bit.
Okay.
If you really pay attention.
So the moral of the story is listen to Godfrey's podcast.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like you said, it's a bad look for brothers to be doing this out in public, but we always talk about that, right? We always talk about, hey, there's certain things you don't do in public. But these guys are, this is part of their thing though. This is somewhat how they get paid.
Yeah, we got. You know what? That's what we need to do. We need to target somebody and just talk about their ass
and just shit on them.
And then we'll get 200. We get 200 hits, 2 million hits in 2 days, and next thing you know, everybody start watching our show.
Clearly, I don't know. I guess I am truly becoming my parents and grandparents because
DC movies.
right. Oh my God,
Piece of
We
shit.
do that. We do that every other week though. So I mean,
DC's a fat bastard. But
Yeah.
no, I guess
no,
I
but
just
did we talk about Aquaman? We talked about Aquaman, right?
and the Lost Kingdom.
Yeah,
No, we haven't. Not yet.
No.
not yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
We can do that at the end of the show
okay,
instead of the books you should be reading.
correct.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry, but let me just
Go
finish
ahead,
this one thought.
go.
And just like that, it's gone. Fuck it, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, well, fuck it. So, thank you for the commentary. We shall never speak on these motherfuckers again. So,
Fat bastard.
yeah, right. All the fat bastards and
Piece of shit.
pieces of shit. Next up,
Why is it that
Marvel's.
the first thing people go to is somebody's weight when they want to insult them?
Yeah, that's not good. Weight or sexuality.
Yeah.
Weight or sexuality. That's the first thing people bring up. Next up, Marvel's Echo. Marvel did an unprecedented move and dropped all 5 episodes of the miniseries Echo this past week. And I fell asleep on the second episode.
Did you?
Yes, I did. So here's
That's because you was tired, bro.
so and again, maybe it's because I'm an old man and I needed a nap. But setting it up, Echo is a character who is deaf and an amputee who also kicks a lot of ass. She is of Native American heritage, and she's tied to the whole Kingpin Daredevil side of Marvel. Just my quick review. I found it boring and I found it repetitive. And I think that we're in a space where because this story is about a deaf amputee, I think that Marvel didn't put enough into place. Put it like this. If I have a deaf main character, this story's got to be really fucking interesting because I'm watching American Sign Language for an hour every episode. And I'm listening to one character speak to another character while signing also. I understand that's for the audience. But the relationships and the interplay between characters has to be so fucking interesting because Echo can't voice how she's feeling or when she's expressing herself. Your voice carries a lot of weight, if that no pun intended. So you've got to make sure that it moves in a certain way, it flows in a certain way. Dialogue in any film or TV show is almost like poetry. They say it's like jazz, where there's a particular rhythm to it, and I find it a little broken because it's being signed. I don't want to offend anyone out there all the 2 people who are watching.
Yes, you do. We want 2 million hits. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But I find that I couldn't really get into it because the character of Echo to me was kind of boring. But please tell me I'm wrong.
You want to go first, P?
Yeah. So I've only saw the first 3 episodes. Yeah, it's slow, but I think she's gonna be one of those characters that's gonna pop up once they finally get Daredevil off the ground, and she probably be. And then of course she with her powers, don't you? I forgot the character that she changed into, because she becomes not only she becomes Echo, she becomes something else, right? In the comic books.
In the comics, Maya Lopez has the ability to mimic anybody else's fighting style, a lot like Taskmaster.
Yeah.
She is hearing impaired, but she can speak, and she just reads lips. So I thought it was an interesting choice to not have her speak at all on a television show.
Well, TV as opposed to the medium.
And I think I really think I think Disney just trying to step out there. Like you said, you have a deaf amputee character, and I think they're just experimenting. But I think for right now, I think it's okay. I'm not saying it's great. I mean, it's okay.
Well, I know the beginning of episode 1 threw me off because what they were showing, what I didn't realize was like a Native American legend about I guess how people came to the world.
Right.
Mhm.
And I'm like, am I watching the right thing? I thought like it looked
No
like
lie, that's how I felt. I was like, did I turn on the wrong
yeah,
show?
Right.
What
it
is
was like
this?
the beginning of a sci-fi movie or something,
Right.
or a fantasy film, and I was like, all
Right.
right, we'll roll with it. And then Echo, Maya shows up, and I get the origin, and I get the backstory, and it was again was changed for the television show because in the comics she's Latina,
Hmm.
and they changed it to Native American. So um, it's all good, and I like how the first episode kind of gave a flashback using the other TV shows as to
Right.
how
Right.
she got to that point.
Right.
I thought that was really cool because you kind of introduced a lot of characters really quickly, and you didn't necessarily need to know everything that happened in Hawkeye or
Mhm.
in
Right.
Daredevil,
Right.
Mhm.
but you got a good idea of what's happening with Echo.
Right.
I thought
I
that
think
was
they did
really
a good job with that. I agree.
right. That was done really well.
And the
You
fight scene
find
with
out,
her and Daredevil was
yes, when
excellent.
Daredevil shows up, that was an excellent
Yeah.
fight scene. I think Daredevil was holding back a little bit, but it was cool. And Kingpin says, well, you're the first person to kind of last that long with him. So, that's a nod to her fighting ability.
Mhm.
Cool. And we get to well, I don't want to spoil too much, but you know, if you saw the end of Hawkeye,
Mhm.
then you know what happened to Kingpin.
Mhm.
Right.
And Kingpin shows up in the quote unquote present time of that episode at the end of that episode,
Mhm.
and then it goes into episode 2. I got halfway through 2 before I had to check out, so that's as far as I got. So you guys are saying it's pretty slow, it builds slow. I could see that, but you know what? If I have Daredevil in it, I think I can work with
Because
So
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think they're going to some way somehow when they finally get Daredevil off the ground and actually she'll be one of those main characters going after him most likely, and then because I think they was already talking about bringing back Iron Fist and I forgot
Luke
Just
Cage.
Duke Cage and Jessica Jones. They're supposed to all come back.
Okay,
So
interesting.
yeah,
well let's Roy seems to be chomping at the bit to add his 2 cents about this. Come on, Roy. Can't hear you. No. Oh, he gave us the finger. So okay. So I guess I don't mind it being slow. Contrary to popular opinion, Uncle John doesn't mind if a show starts slow. But like I said, I don't see Echo as being charismatic. What happens with Marvel characters, in particular the casting in the TV shows and the movies, is that they cast perfectly. And I don't know where else they would get a deaf Native American actress to portray this woman, but I just don't see her. It's not like I'm drawn to the screen watching her, if that makes sense. I'm not she doesn't have the charisma that Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans or uh, almost everybody else has with these characters. And that maybe also be because the way the character is written. It just doesn't hit for me. I'm not a fan. I've only made it to a little bit into the second episode, so
Mhm.
I can't really trip too hard. So I'm at the point where she's on the train and I guess it's a shipment of some kind, and she's trying to infiltrate one of the box cars.
yeah,
And
Right.
she got caught. Her prosthetic leg gets caught in something, and I was just like, okay, so thank God she doesn't have a real leg, because if that was a real leg, she would need a prosthetic leg after that train clamp uh, cuts off the real one. So I just I can't get with it. Of course, it's Marvel, so I'm gonna keep watching. I've already heard at the end what the stinger is that leads into Daredevil Born Again because nobody on the internet can shut the fuck up. And apparently it's not just us, but everybody likes to spoil shit. But I don't know. Yeah, Roy's spoiling shit now. Thank you, Roy. So yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a try. Percy, have you finished watching it, or are you?
No, I just finished episode 3.
Okay. Did it pick up any quicker?
Not really.
All right. So looks like when I need some sleep, I'll start.
Because I don't want to spoil it, but there's a something went down. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Okay. Well, one thing that the writers.
Oh, I'm sorry. You say piece of shit, fat bastard, piece of shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
There, at one point, I was reading an article, and the producers and the writers said that there are some major cameos that show up in this show.
Yeah.
And Daredevil being one, I'm sure. Can we just give a little appreciation real quick about Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin and how he's perfect, and how the Marvel casting directors have done it again with him as Daredevil, and he's been playing this role for years now. But
yeah,
he is Fisk, Wilson Fisk. I can appreciate that. So, if we have anything, unless we have something else to say about this particular TV show, and we don't,
I thought Vincent D'Onofrio did an excellent job.
Yeah.
He's a great actor in general, but he's killing Kingpin. No pun intended.
There you go. You know,
Kingpin, it's almost like he was born for that role.
Exactly.
He gets the calmness, the menace and the calm,
and
then when he explodes in anger, you see just how powerful of an opponent he is physically.
Right. Exactly.
So he portrays both sides of that personality really, really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like you said, physically imposing, but he doesn't really need to be. But when he is, you're like, holy shit.
Not with his voice. He doesn't have to do it with his voice.
Yeah.
Or what he says. It's just pretty much, there's other ways he can get it done.
Right, exactly. So I think we're all kind of lukewarm to Echo, but hopefully it gets better towards the end. Yeah.
It's cool in the comments.
Like
I'm gonna watch the whole show before I give my final opinion.
Okay, so I guess Uncle Roy can speak now, or we can hear him. Nope,
still can't hear you.
I'm just messing with y'all. So y'all can hear me.
Oh, okay.
This motherfucker.
We're talking about. Actually, I wanted to jump in before y'all got off of the Echo thing because I didn't want to be too off the subject. But actually, I enjoyed it. But it was funny. I don't know if Mo ever put up my my comment that I was saying. That was before I decided to pop in, so you don't have to. But actually, oh wait, I just thought about what Ross said. So wait, who hasn't? Y'all haven't watched all of the episodes yet?
No.
Oh damn. Okay, well I'm just gonna say this then. I'm gonna let it go. Don't put the comment up, Mo.
Here we go.
Don't put the comment up, Mo, because it may screw some stuff up for people.
It's too late. It's already been shown.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, there you go then. I think that's what this whole thing was about. Remember, I've said this about where Marvel is with their situation right now, is that the beginning part, the Infinity Saga, we were getting all of this stuff brand new. And John, you talked about this before, the fact that they had to take B-list characters and make them A-listers because Marvel didn't own any of their people, so they were able to kind of play with some stuff and do some things. They went through that whole period with WandaVision and all that crap. That was, I guess that was number 4 or whatever thing it was. Is like it was just bad, but it wasn't really bad. It was setting up new characters and people that we weren't familiar with. But one of the things that they have done, I don't know if you guys noticed it or if anybody has mentioned it. I think somebody put it in the chat. I don't know if it was Percy or DJay. They put it in there. But they've made all of the Netflix stuff canon now because it's in the official timeline order. What that makes me think of after seeing this, and like I said, the funniest part of all of this is that this entire series to me seemed like it was building up to the last 2 minutes of the last episode. Because I know that that's one of the things Remember, one of the things they were talking about doing is what the Marvel's talking about doing is they're going to make sure that the stuff is connected, but there's going to be a distinct separation between the street level people and then I guess I'll just call them Avenger level and up people. But they're going to have concurrent stories running at the same time. And if I'm not mistaken, in the comic books, Wilson Fisk becomes the mayor, if I'm not mistaken, and doesn't Luke Cage is involved in that now.
Right.
So now you've got an entire set of storylines that you can run through with your TV shows that will provide people with a better connection to the comic books, because that's something that they haven't done a whole lot of that people were talking about, but they'll be able to do that. And I think that actually is going to be something pretty good. You guys will see some things that happen that are going to.
Uh-oh.
He was about to give us more spoilers, and Marvel said, "Cut that motherfucker off."
Yeah.
So to Roy's point, in terms of using the B-listers to set up stuff, I would have to give some pushback in the form of when we were given those B-listers. Oh, he's back. When we were given those B-listers, those stories were interesting. This story is not. This story is slow as fuck.
So who are the B-listers? Who are we? So
Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. They were all B-listers.
Yeah, they were
not the headliners like the X-Men or Spider-Man.
Yep.
So when Marvel first
I take
came
issue
out,
with that, but go ahead.
Okay. When Marvel first came out, they didn't have
the rights.
The rights, and they didn't have they promoted these other characters to push them to the forefront. Well, those characters, between the actors who portrayed them and the writing, they were interesting. Echo, although this young lady is an attractive woman and she's a capable actress and she can do the fight choreography, this character is not interesting. She just doesn't hold, and maybe it's just me. She doesn't hold my interest, but maybe I'm just an old ass fat bastard.
John, how far in are you?
2 episodes.
So you're just okay. So this is one of those things. To me, it did get better at episode 3, and I think it's going to open up a lot of the information because there are only 5 episodes.
Yeah.
The last 3.
Producer in my ear. We got to go to break.
Yeah, the last 3 are fine. I mean, that's fine. She tell people that.
So yeah, I was actually trying to do something, but that's fine. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue this conversation.
Itchy, squirmy, scratchy, family not getting clean? Get Charmin Ultra Strong. Go get 'em. It just cleans better. With a diamond weave texture, your family can use less while still getting clean.
Goodbye, itchy squirm.
Hello, cream bottom.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
At Hampton Law, our primary goal is to provide non-traditional yet effective solutions and redefine the approach to client legal concerns. As your trusted legal advisor, we believe in sophisticated, personalized services that eliminate the confusion and complexity sometimes associated with legal matters. Our high standard for client care and concern, coupled with our extensive legal knowledge and skills, make Hampton Law a resource focused on the protection of the client's interest and overall goals. We value our clients and truly enjoy working with them. Visit thamptonlaw.com to conveniently schedule an appointment online. Tamika Hampton Esquire, 1631 Rock Springs Road, Suite 336, Apopka, Florida, 407-494-1471. thamptonlaw.com.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker.
And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
And we're back with Uncle Roy, Uncle Percy, and Uncle Rod. So we're talking about how boring Echo is. Please continue, Roy.
Dude, like I said, the third episode, I think definitely gets better and moves faster. They did need to set up the first two. I think needed to set up some of the relationships and stuff that she had at home, and the whole situation of her going back there and doing some different things. The irony, the funny thing is, Rob was saying that she was Hispanic, so technically she is Hispanic. In this, she's Hispanic and Choctaw because her name is Lopez. Her father's name was Lopez, is what it was, and so her dad was Hispanic. And they did that, but the Choctaw piece of it is where her mythology comes in, and like Rod talked about, her character, what the character is supposed to be able to do is to mimic everybody. And then they're gonna, that's part of it, but they use the echo in a different way. But it like I said, again, to me, it was a good setup in an origin story. I do think the one thing that they could have done, I will say this, the one thing that they could have done better during the show is give a better understanding, or at least a description of what her powers were what her abilities were supposed to be. They don't do. They tie it into some stuff, but like I literally had to Google it and be like, okay, so what are Echo's powers? What makes her special? And
that's not good when you're watching a superhero TV show.
Well, right, that's why I said that's the one thing I said I will give you, that they could have done a much better job of giving us through the story,
right,
what she was, because they actually had several places that I think they could have put that they showed it, because I think in the first 2 episodes where they showed her in the martial arts class.
Yeah.
So like they could have literally just had her watch somebody do something, and then as a white belt jump in there and kick somebody's ass.
Right.
And be like, how the hell did you do that?
Well, one thing that the producers or the writers or whatever said is that they changed her powers because they felt her powers were stupid.
Correct.
Okay, please, Rod, elaborate.
Who are these dumbasses?
No, I just remember reading that. I remember reading that article and saying that the woman directing the show thought that Echo's original powers from the comics were not that cool, and so they came up with something else. In the TV show, I haven't seen what that something else is yet. It sounds like it's similar to what Roy was just talking about, but
well, that's it. And now that makes it stupid. Damn it! I'm trying to help them out. I'm trying to help these people out, and they doing this dumb shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, talking about helping people out.
Well, how did she get out the train, John? How she when she got her foot caught in the train? How did she get out?
Something happened. Her hands started glowing. She ripped off her gloves. She had a little symbol on her hands, and then she pushed it away.
Right.
She separated the trains with her hands.
You guys will see that in the storyline. Like I said, that part makes sense. It's pissing me off now is because of the fact that they changed what her power set was in the story. That's just
stupid.
I'm about to get like Nick Saban. All right. All right.
Marvel is starting to get real DC-ish.
Well,
Little
okay.
stuff like that.
The first time I saw Echo was in the New Avengers. Brian Michael Bendis was writing it. She actually was Ronin. Like she was
Right, yeah.
standing in as Ronin for Hawkeye. So when I saw Hawkeye in the Ronin costume in Endgame, I was like, cool, they're bringing Ronin in. Hawkeye was Ronin for a little while, so that's cool. Maya in New Avengers was also Ronin at some point. And then she got out of that and went into other things. She recently has been possessed by the Phoenix Force, but that's a whole nother story.
Who hasn't?
Right? No, but when you're dealing with the Echo dealing with Echo this series, right? And you have Kingpin. The spoiler was Kingpin's running for mayor, right? Okay, so that ties pretty closely to a Marvel event that just recently completed, and I'm kind of surprised that they're doing the TV close to what's actually happening in the books, because in the books the event was called Devil's Reign, where Kingpin became mayor and then promptly outlawed all vigilante and superhero activities in New York City. So then, as you can imagine, that creates a situation where heroes cannot operate without getting arrested, which is what he wanted, because hey, he's still the kingpin of crime, even though he's mayor. So Mayor Kingpin of crime now outlaws vigilantes so that he can do his crime better. So that, that story pulls in the heroes for hire. Misty Knight pulls in Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spider-Man, basically most of the street level heroes in New York City. And Moon Knight too, by the way. So that whole storyline resolves itself in the Kingpin escaping. And then DJ's funny.
Nice, DJ.
The Batman dealt with it for its whole career. That is correct. Yep. And so it creates a situation where Kingpin is not mayor anymore, but the law is still on the books. So as you remember, we were talking about Luke Cage, City on Fire, or what was it? Not City on Fire, because that's the series that got canceled.
Okay, yeah, that didn't even come out, right?
The one that he's in now, I forgot the name of it just that fast, but he tried to be a vigilante, and the cops were behind him, and he's the mayor, and the cops are behind him, like, Mayor, you can't do that. You can't be Power Man. You can't be Luke Cage, because we'll have to. So then he comes up with the bondage looking costume, and now he's walking around looking like the dude from Pulp Fiction.
Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah, he's in he's in a black costume. It's crazy, bro.
Okay.
But it's real bad. It's looking like he belongs in a German sex dungeon.
Okay, so let's hope it doesn't go there.
Let's get demonetized, shall we?
Let's not go there on the TV show. But saying all that is saying that, okay, this is leading somewhere that's a lot more interesting. But we're at the here and now, and this shit is boring. And Marvel is coming off probably the worst stretch of being Marvel since they've started. So they needed to start off 2024 with something that knocked our socks off. And this ain't it, because we've only got one movie coming out this year. What is it? Does anybody know? I know they cleaned out their movie slate, and there's only one Marvel movie coming out this year.
Really? Seriously? That I did not know.
Yeah.
There's only one coming out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Let me see real quick if I can pull that up. But yeah, Marvel was basically saying, Marvel recognizes they were bombarding us with content, and it was not quality. It was just bombarding us with shit.
It wasn't quality, and it wasn't really connected.
No, not at all.
That's what the problem was, I think, is that it wasn't connected. I don't think they did a good enough job transitioning from one major event to whatever the lead up of the next one was going to be. And then they fired Jonathan Majors, so now they don't want to recast. But that's probably all of that.
Right.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue in itself. I mean, they're talking about pivoting. They claim they were talking about pivoting away from Kang altogether before that situation happened with Jonathan Majors.
And they actually were, because they were talking. I remember reading a couple of articles where they were talking about doing something different. So, but
yeah, Deadpool 3 is the only movie coming out this year.
Okay.
Wow.
How
many TV properties?
The movie coming out in 2025 are Captain America: Brave New World, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Blade. So you only give us one this year, but next year, holy shit! Every other month you got something coming out.
That's kind of wild to only have one in a whole year. And I mean, I don't know what TV shows are coming out. I don't know what they're doing TV wise, but they only have one movie for the whole year, and the year just started.
Right. Well, let's see.
And that's going to be odd, because it messes up exactly what we're continuing to say.
So
they're not connecting them.
It looks as if, because what they did with Daredevil was that they scrapped everything that they had done up to this point, because
because they fired the writers because it was supposedly it was trash.
Right. But they finally decided, hey, let's hire a showrunner and run this TV show like most TV shows are run, which would be nice. But apparently,
my thing is, did they say let's hire a showrunner who knows the comics?
Or they're becoming very DC-like. So next year, Crap versus the Kangs of Comedy. DJay, you should be a comedy writer, my friend. Echo is coming out. Agatha Darkhold Diaries will be out this year. And
not interested.
I thought you were a WandaVision fan.
No, absolutely not. That was the biggest troll job in Marvel history. But continue.
We're not going to get me started. But then Ironheart and Daredevil Born Again are to be determined. So I don't know if they're coming out this year or next year. So it does sound like Marvel's taking this year to just kind of reshape and refocus. Deadpool coming out is definitely something that, they know people are highly anticipated. None of this other shit is highly anticipated. Deadpool is.
I was kind of looking forward to Daredevil and Blade, but if it was going to be trash, no, don't take no.
Blade apparently was going to be trash too. They had to scrap that and start all over again.
And I'm glad, I'm glad that Marvel does what they're doing, because DC learn this. To just be like, you know what, we effed up. We gonna shut it down, reevaluate, and do this shit the right way.
Yeah.
But no, DC. Nah, we're just gonna keep throwing shit up against the wall and see what sticks.
They did a whole movie and didn't release it because of the write-off, for a tax write-off.
Yes,
they had a whole movie completed.
That's fucked
Which
up.
Movie?
Batgirl, right? Wasn't it Batgirl?
Yeah, Batgirl.
It was Batgirl in one other film. It was
no, but wasn't that the Batgirl with Ruby Rose in it?
No,
that was the TV show.
That's Batwoman.
Okay, so Batgirl was oh, that's right, that was Batwoman. Okay,
yeah. But
I'm glad they didn't release that.
Let's go ahead and take our second break, and when we come back, let's continue our Marvel bashing with reviews of What If, and let's talk about. Speaking of bullshit, let's talk about Netflix Rebel Moon too, shall we? We'll be right after these messages. We'll be right back.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
We're back. It's time for the 2024 Urban NerdCon. Join us in Atlanta, Georgia, April 26th through the 28th at the Cortland Grand Hotel. Special guests include the Sci-Fi Sisters, Underworld creator Kevin Grumps, from Nickelodeon, Giovanni Samuels, the Science Machine Michael Green, from Spaceballs and Star Trek Voyager Tim Russ, and from the Fairly Odd Parents Gary L. Gray.
What up, y'all? It's Gary Gray. Check it out. I need you to do something for me. Join me April 26th through the 28th at the Cortland Grand Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia for Urban NerdCon. It's going to be lit. Okay. Our heroes, our villains, everyone's con. See y'all there.
Visit theurbannerdcon.net to get your buy one, get one free badges before the price increases. Remember, our heroes, our villains, our stories, everyone's con. See you there.
Welcome back. We're the Grumpy Old Nerds. I'm Uncle John. That's Uncle Roy. That's Uncle Rod. And that's Uncle Percy. We're just a bunch of old guys talking shit about other people's projects. So, season 2 of Marvel's What If. I'm going to say I enjoyed this season. Marvel was right before the disappointment that's Echo. They gave us What If came out daily, like right before Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. And we got a solid 6 episodes of storytelling, which were riffs on what's going on in the Marvel Universe. I really enjoyed this season. I would dare say, because season 1 was good too. But this is an example of what strong storytelling and writing gets you. You've got characters that people may or may not be familiar with. You put them in situations, you give them a strong foundation, and the stories are good, right? You all let me know. How did you all feel about season 2?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I thought it was good, but I think there's a difference, though. We knew of all of the characters in the story. What we didn't know is we had never seen most of them in action. And listen, they know. Oh, you know what? So here's something that's super funny that you guys are going to find hilarious. We're on a couple of new platforms, and I have classic episodes of the show running. And so, John, I don't know if you remember this. DJay actually was part of the conversation. I think it was the night that only 3 of us were on the show. And y'all were fussing at me saying that I only found black women attractive and fine. And y'all were saying, you don't find none of these white women. And y'all kept trying to get me to name a white woman who I thought was fine. And I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah. Are you about to tell me that you find a cartoon character fine?
No. The actual person she's supposed to be playing, though, was the one I was trying to think of.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, because I'm like, where the hell is this going?
I was like, oh, Lord, this is a whole different show. But please continue.
Right. But what happened is that they made her the central focus of that because she's popular. Everybody wanted to see more Captain Carter or wanted to see more of Agent Carter, Captain Carter, whatever Carter you want to call her, because the TV show they did for her was garbage. And then they did the different stuff. So I think one with her being the central character in it and them bringing in the older versions. I mean, basically, hell, it's the damn dad show. When you,
All right,
when
so you find Haley Atwell attractive. Is that what you were trying to say?
No, I thought she was fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
All right.
Not just attractive.
No, attractive and fine, two different things. Attractive is this here. I'm from Florida. Fine is the rest of it.
This is some Southern thing.
Exactly. Rod, no, coming to fam, you from New York. He understood the difference.
This is a Southern
Oh,
thing.
snap.
Okay.
Redbone is in the building.
Oh, there he is. Redbone Assassin. What's good, sir?
What up?
What's going
Thank
on,
you for
man?
joining us.
And yes, Atwell is off the chain.
You remember that show I was talking about, DJ? When y'all were trying to get me to find a white woman that I found attractive and I really couldn't think of her name or found fine?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. You were drinking.
Yeah. I still don't think, it's only because Atwell has some sisterly traits.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does.
Lord have mercy.
Certainly.
But she's a white chick.
A Haley Atwell
All white.
Show.
I don't know. People find stuff in their 23andMe's.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so we've gone off the rails.
I
I'm bring us back right
I don't
quick.
know how much that 23 is going to be different, but I hear you.
So you're talking. So basically, you're talking about the "What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes" episode, where you talk about the dads.
Well, the dads. I thought that episode in itself, because that was the first one or the second one.
That was the first. Second?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Second one. With
actually that was fourth. First episode was Nebula join the Nova Corps.
Right.
Okay, right.
Next was Peter Quill attacks Earth's Mightiest Hero. Second. You're right.
So it wasn't. Yeah, because that would, all that happened, that would have happened around the same time. If you think about the first season, it was kind of interesting. They what if Star-Lord kind of twice, technically. Yeah. In the first season, they what if T'Challa was taking his Star-Lord.
Right.
And then to bring this back in. So yeah, but they having Howard in there, having Pym.
Yeah.
And T'Chaka. I thought it was cool. I was actually surprised at the fact the Bill Foster character too. I
was pleasantly surprised by that as well.
I was cool because there was reference, of course, to the movies that they had worked together, but then it just it let it go.
Am I the only one who watches at the beginning credits to see which actors who played them in the movies is also the voice actor?
Yeah,
I check at the end.
Yeah,
because I'm like, okay, who took the money? Who wanted? Because Tom Hiddleston, the one episode which is the Avengers in 1602.
Right.
Tom Hiddleston had like 3 lines. I was like, I know this man got paid $1 gazillion for 3 lines. It was a good episode, but still, that was a straight cash grab. So yeah. In the missteps that Marvel has made, What If is actually a pretty solid show. So bravo, Marvel.
I think it's really cool. I think what they're doing is cool. My only concern, and it's minor, but my only concern is that they do kind of what if. So they do events that aren't really that major. Yeah. In terms of Marvel. Okay. Like in the original What Ifs, there were major points in Marvel history that what if they had gone in a different way.
Okay.
Right? Oh, you're talking about the difference between first season and this season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the comics. Yeah. So now they kind of just, okay, well, if Peter Quill was coming back to, right, but that'd be more, I don't know. I guess I feel like it should be more of a major event that's turning the other way. Like I remember what if right off the bat, like what if Phoenix hadn't died? Like originally Phoenix was killed on the moon.
Right.
Jean Grey was killed on the moon. So, one of the what ifs they had was the Shi'ar didn't kill her. They just basically psychically lobotomized her so she couldn't access the Phoenix Force. So that is a huge shift. What they have going on is kind of like not so huge, but if they're all connected, I'm good with it.
Well, they still left they still left the cliffhanger from 1 that I thought it was going to bring back in 2, because we still don't know what happened to damn, I forgot his name that quick. Oh,
The Watchmen?
No, No. Remember,
Ultron?
Ultron. We don't know what happened to Ultron. Because
Oh,
at the
okay.
end, because Ultron actually took over, and
Yeah,
then
Infinite Ultron.
right, and then it stopped.
Right.
And we don't know what happened to him. So hopefully they bring that back in season if they do season 3.
Actually, I thought they showed him in the end in that last episode where we realized that Stephen Strange was the one out there collecting all the people. They showed him in that, I thought, and he was one of the people that Strange had captured.
Didn't they trap Ultron in that shrinking universe? Isn't that what happened?
Ultron, Arnim Zola, and Strange Supreme, I thought.
Was Strange
Supreme was, and Killmonger, and Strange Supreme was holding them in.
Okay.
I
call him Dirty Doctor Strange because he looked dirty.
But isn't that dirty? Well, Dirty Doctor Strange is in this one too, right? Isn't that the one who's doing all the
Dirty Doctor Strange?
Isn't Dirty Strange a member of Puff Daddy's entourage? So anyway, let's now.
Just
go.
like
I thought that's what we used to call women we met on Division Street.
Oh my Jesus! Okay, next up.
Division. Lord.
Next up, that's the Chicago thing. Next up, Netflix's Rebel Moon. Did anybody watch this shit?
Yes. I stopped halfway through it.
Wow.
This was talking about Dirty Strange. This was a dirty adaptation of Star Wars. This shit here. It starts off in slow motion. Zack Snyder, stop using fucking slow motion in every goddamn thing, man. Shit.
That's his thing, dude.
No, fuck him. Look, as a plot device, if you use it every once in a while just to accentuate a point, that's fine. But you'll just be walking down the street in the rain just for the fuck of it. And you're walking down and all of a sudden, it's slow motion. What the fuck, man? Stop it.
Piece
so
of
we're
shit.
We're gonna start a war with Zack Snyder. 200 million views.
Piece of shit.
I like
Fat
Zack
bastard.
Fat bastard.
So
I mean,
maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You
Tell
just have to give him adaptations of stuff so he could do it shot for shot.
Yeah.
That's
because
what it
if not, he's just gonna steal it, and then Cat Williams will cuss him out. So please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me Rebel Moon is good.
I liked it.
I wish I could.
It was entertaining to me, but then I'm not familiar with any of the source material for Rebel Moon.
Right.
Star
So
Wars. Star Wars was source material.
Yes.
Star Wars.
Episode 4.
Is that why I liked it? Okay.
Yes, that's why you liked it, because it's Star Wars.
It's not a game.
Huh?
No.
Is
No,
Rebel
it's
Moon
Star
not a game?
Wars.
No.
No,
That's why you
I
liked
tell
it,
you if
'cause
it was a
like
game.
Star Wars.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
well,
I thought
see, there it
was
is
a game.
then. No, that explains it. I'm
believe
interested
it
to
was
see
comic or novel.
aren't there two more?
One.
There are two more that are coming out. Oh, just one more?
Yeah, it should be something coming out.
The Rebel Moon Strikes Back.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Speaking of Star Wars, you know they're doing another film, right?
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
talking about the one for Ray?
Yeah, they're doing another film with Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not doing that for real.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
And the Mandalorian supposed to be a film, right?
Yeah, they were talking
I
about
thought
the
that
next season
Mandalorian
being a
and
movie.
Grogu.
Yeah.
Is that real?
And I did
Yeah,
see
that's
something about that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fan wish thing.
So literally every franchise is taking a turn for ass. Literally, everything is going wrong.
I don't know. I don't know what the premise behind the new Star Wars film is going to be. I don't know what's going to be happening with Rey. But I know that whole thing was deeply unpopular with a lot of people. So they're gonna have to put in some work to get this one, to the point where people are like really trying to go see it.
Well,
So
did you
I
see the
think-
article about? I'm sorry, Rod. The article about the two writers from Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah. They was gonna do
they were talking about the origin story that we've
of the Jedi.
never seen or whatever. Yeah, the first lightsaber, the first this, that, the other. Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
Well,
yeah, but it's those two guys that wanted to write
Benioff and Weiss,
and these are the same two guys that wrote the ending for Game of Thrones. So,
and that's why people are kind of giving them the side eye,
right.
Because, but to be fair, Benioff and Weiss did a great job when they had the source material. They went off the rails. Yeah, they went off the rails when they kind of had to
come up with
kind
shit
of freestyle it. Yeah, they had to freestyle it.
So basically, what you're saying is,
I don't think they had access to George R.R. Martin's notes or any of his stuff from the novel that he needs to hurry up and finish before something happens.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is somebody else has to write it so that they can screenplay it
or get heavily involved in it. Yeah, be heavily involved in it.
Right.
Yeah, I read that article. Actually, read that article today too, DJ, and they were talking about how they were actually kind of pissed at what they chose to call the Last Jedi because they felt it was a complete rip of what they wanted to do with it. And surprise, surprise, Kathleen Kennedy was the one who turned them down to do what they wanted to do.
Damn.
But
Fat bastard.
Right.
Piece of shit.
Well, that woman gets a lot. Boy, that woman gets a lot of aggro, using gaming terms.
She
gets a lot of aggro from Star Wars fans.
Okay.
Man, listen.
I don't know what that means.
Aggression.
She's a yeah. She's a tank.
Oh, you didn't know either, Roy?
No, not at all.
Yeah, just like the fuck
I'm like
that?
aggro. Okay.
She's a tank. So it's like in this group, Uncle John is the tank, because we all give him shit. You got the greatest
in gaming
aggro.
terms. The character or the thing is a tank, takes a lot of damage and keeps other people from taking damage.
They all suck. So Rebel Moon, would any of you who saw Rebel Moon, would you recommend it?
Hell no.
Wow. Okay.
I can't say that. I mean, I can't say that. So for me, the biggest challenge with it, which is a lot of stuff for me, is it started slow as hell.
That's because it was in slow motion. And then
DJ, you came in late, but you right on time, baby. That's all.
You know what I'm beginning to think, though? We're saying a lot of stuff is starting slow. Is it because we older and we need shit to hurry up and get moving?
Yes,
is that what it is?
Get that shit started.
Hey, wait. Don't put me in there because I can hang.
Yeah, because you love stuff marinating. I forgot. That's right. You love them shows marinating.
Like the first 20 minutes of that show, of that episode, or whatever you want to call it, that shit was totally unnecessary. Who gives a damn about what y'all want to do with y'all extra food?
Whatever you want to call it. A movie, Roy.
I mean,
what the hell was the purpose? That you need 20 minutes to set up that we sold our extra grain to some rebels?
Weren't the 3 Star Wars movies about spices?
You're thinking about Dune.
Yeah, you're talking about Dune.
Yeah,
right.
Star Wars was not.
Somebody was fighting over spice.
Yeah, that was Dune. That was not Star Wars. Yeah.
So
Star Wars, if you remember, it was the very first shot was the princess trying to get away. No, the secret plans for the base, the rebel base, the Death Star.
You talking about Star? I was about to say you talking about Star Wars.
Well, you're saying, Star Wars was about some damn spice. No, it was the plans for the Death Star.
No, okay, now y'all kiss my ass. The first 3
Hold on, man.
No, you got to take this aggro. You got to take this.
The first 3 movies. No, fucking. I don't even feel like fighting.
Right.
Okay. So we're gonna stop and take a break. So y'all kiss my ass.
John, there was one reference to spice.
What, man?
There was only one reference to spice, and that's the Millennium Falcon making the Kessel spice run in under 12 parsecs. That was the only reference to spice in all of Star Wars.
And Han shot first.
So we're gonna take a break so they can all kiss my ass. And when we come back, I don't know what we're talking about. DJay, if you don't mind.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The DJay Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call DJay.
As technology continues to bring changes to the world of education, it's time we also reimagine teacher professional development. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all learning that can only be accessed at a specific time and place. The Stride PD Center is an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that allow educators to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. The best professional development plans are those that include a level of flexibility and choice for educators. Whether you're a teacher, school, or district, visit us today to take charge of your learning.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Amber May, and I'm a voice actor out here in Los Angeles. I'm the voice of Dia in Genshin Impact, Yanqing in Honkai Star Rail, the narrator in Comey Can't Communicate, and I also voice Brooklyn Barbie in the movie Barbie Big City Big Dreams. I'm here to let you know that I'm going to be a guest this year at Urban NerdCon in Atlanta. Yeah, woo! That's going to be April 26th through the 28th at the... where are we going again? It's going to be at the Cortland Grand Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. So, if you're a Genshin Impact fan, a MiHoYo fan, and you live on the East Coast, you got no excuse. Come see me. Urban NerdCon. Our heroes, our villains, our stories. Come on down. Let's do it. Let's get it on.
TheUrbanNerdCon.net to get your buy one, get one free badges before the price increases. Remember, our heroes, our villains, our stories. Everyone's con. See you there.
Welcome back. We're the Grumpy Old Nerds. That's Uncle Percy. That's Uncle Rod. That's Uncle DJay. And that's Uncle Roy. So I think we can, for this last segment of the show, I want to talk about what I was going to talk about originally before the whole black men pissing contest thing over the interwebs surfaced. So anyway.
Black Gate.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation with some people over the interwebs, and the subject of Modern Family, the sitcom, came up. I don't know. Do any of you watch Modern Family?
I've seen a few episodes.
Familiar with it.
My take is that it's funny as fuck, and I am a Modern Family fan. It's fucking hilarious. But someone else was saying that they felt that Modern Family is racist. And they feel that Modern Family is racist because, and I can see how someone would say that. You've got a Latina character there with a heavy Colombian accent who's married to an old white dude. You have a gay couple who have adopted an Asian child, and the Asian child there are some jokes not made at her expense, but she's a subject of some of the jokes, some of the sarcasm. And my feeling was that the sitcom, this particular show, is painted in such a broad stroke. They make fun of everybody. So it's not necessarily racist if you make fun of everybody. And I circled back to this article that I saw about the character Spear Chucker Jones on the TV show MASH. Number one, his name is fucking Spear Chucker Jones. That's number one.
I don't even remember him.
I don't either, but here's why.
I do.
After the first 3 episodes, they wrote him out. The reason they wrote him out, and I quote, by the sitcom's creator in an attempt to maintain historical accuracy based upon the long-held view that no black surgeons served during the Korean War. Well,
so that's the reason they gave?
That's the reason that was given.
Not this whole thing is racist AF, but the fact that he was a black surgeon and we want to keep it accurate because there were no black surgeons that served in the Korean War.
Well, prayerfully, they weren't named Spear Chucker. So
Seriously?
my thing is
that's what they got.
My thing is this. Spear Chucker, God bless him, is a completely racist fucking name and character, right? But do we stop there, or do we allow the racism to be broad? You know what I'm saying? If Modern Family makes fun of everybody, does that make it better than just having this one pigeonhole character as Spirit Chucker Jones?
Well, I think if you're going to do it, for whatever reason, people like enjoy seeing that. So I guess if you're going to do it, everybody got to get it. Otherwise, some group is going to be upset because they feel like they're being singled out. So if you're going to do it, everybody got to get it. Like Family Guy.
Yes.
Like South Park. South Park's been on for 26
South
plus
Park.
years.
Yep. And I think one of the main reasons it's still on is because they don't discriminate.
They give it to everybody.
Yeah.
And when Chef pushed back and was like, no, you can't talk about Scientologists, they were like, hey, Chef.
Look at my chocolate salty balls.
Hey, everybody, have you seen my balls? They're big and salty and brown. Greatest song ever.
Greatest. No. There's you and me and her simultaneously.
Is that from South Park too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. South Park is fantastic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do we like our racism served? Right. So our racism is best served when it's served to everybody?
If you're going to do it, yeah, that's my opinion on it. If you're going to do it to everybody. Because if you do it to some people and not others, that's when you have problems.
I think when we look, okay, so we're talking about Modern Family. I mean, just the very name of it is almost a collab. You know, it's Modern Family, all in the family. I mean, Maude, all of these things. Back in the day, they talked about everybody. They had all different perspectives from here and here, and the thing that made Archie Bunker tolerable is because you had Meathead, that was on the other side, and different perspectives and all of that. So, I mean, if we're going to have discourse in America, if we're going to have great shows, have great writing, and these great characters, then we're going to need to address certain things that are just true. They're just factual, And so I'm familiar with Modern Family, and everything you probably said about it is true to the extent of that representation is there. But that allows them to kind of, work a lot of different, stuff in. And as long as they handle it in such a way that, is, I guess you could say, fair in a sense, then okay. Because I'm sorry, the episode on South Park where a dude is on Wheel of Fortune and people that annoy you And
He said fucking niggas.
man,
Wait, what was the word supposed to be?
and to her credit, she lowered her head and she moved the letter, and instead of an I, it was an A for naggers.
Oh, okay.
Vanna White just kind of dropped her head and was just like,
right.
And
Now,
everybody
see,
was like, you know,
if you're gonna have those types of shows, and again, if you're gonna make fun of everybody, I think the key to it is, as DJ was saying earlier, you have to put some type of commentary on it. So in other words, you show people
Right.
acting a certain way and showing them being ridiculous acting that way.
Exactly.
So you have people being racist, and you show how ridiculous their racism is.
Okay.
So the end result, in theory, should be that racism is stupid.
Right.
Because look how this guy's acting, and he's racist. There's no point for him to act this way.
There's a lesson behind it. There's exposure.
It's done to show the idiocy or the stupidity behind the sentiment.
Right.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We've solved the world's problems in under 2 hours. So
we always do.
As
with
we
no
are
cognac.
Right. As we are on our way out the door, Uncle DJ, you got anything for us?
No, I'm in a sleep lab right now. So if if you don't hear from me next week.
Oh shit. God damn. Okay.
Oh, they're gonna put the
mask.
They're gonna put electrodes on your head. Yeah,
man, listen.
It's gonna be super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they're gonna say, good night, try to get some sleep. And you're gonna be like, the fuck out of here.
Right. Wait a minute. I got some Lorna Doones. Maybe that'll help, that's gonna help me.
Help you with diabetes? What?
A shot of Jack.
Right. Come get you a drink, man.
Are you doing a study?
Yeah. No, this is, sleep apnea, snoring, all of that. So
yeah, my kids say I need to go do one of them.
I've been told
you might need to go do that. So yeah.
I've been told that.
I think it has something to do with these noses,
Racist. Uncle Rod, you got anything for us on the way out the door?
I'm happy to be here in the new year, 2024. I want to try to get 2024 off the ground a little better than 2023 got off the ground and finish strong. This week, January 9th, 1914, was myself and Brother Evans' Founders Day for our fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Happy birthday.
Happy Founders Day, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
So we we got together, did our thing. It was really cool. Kind of decided just want to keep it going, man, keep the service going. So that's what we're gonna be on in 2024.
Nice. Excellent. Uncle Percy, you got anything on the way out the door? You're muted.
He's on mute.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Come on, P Money, what you got?
You got to get out the booty chair and turn the sound back up. Okay, Uncle Percy. Yeah, we're just making fun of you at this point. There he is. Nope, still.
What the hell? Okay, all right. Yeah, never mind.
All right.
Hello?
Oh, there
Yeah.
he is.
Hey,
All
now,
right.
man.
No, just everybody be safe. That storm is coming this way. We're supposed to get about 4 to 6 inches here where I'm at.
I thought they said 14.
Oh shit.
Well, you know these niggas can't tell. These fat bastards can't tell anybody anything. Piece of shit. Got the goddamn schools closed. What the hell? Why we got the schools closed? We ain't never had the school closed.
Keep your faucet dripping, dog.
Look at all this stuff on Facebook tomorrow. The school's closed tomorrow? No, nigga. Schools ain't closed tomorrow.
For 4 inches of snow?
Yeah, 4 inches of snow. This is Chicago. This ain't
Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Yo, the people in Atlanta they lost their minds when all that snow came down. Like nobody knew what to do.
Well, because they weren't prepared for it.
I am praying for a light dusting of snow because everything will shut down. and I won't have.
I thought you guys were used to dealing with white powder down in Atlanta.
Uncle Roy, anything for us on the way out the door?
Urban Nerd Con tickets. BOGO, baby. BOGO. N-O. It was a mistake. I don't know who to put the emphasis on, but Michael Watson will be on next week. And so we'll push our other guests back a week, but Michael was scheduled for the 18th. So he's going to be prepared to be on with us for that.
Okay. Magnificent.
But yeah, BOGO tickets. And one real quick random
That was on me. I'm firing the booking agent myself.
Has Facebook changed anybody else's avatar? Made you like redo it?
First of all, I never had an avatar. I just,
Yes, you did. I've seen yours.
An avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like mine, I can't even get gray hair on mine anymore. I'm like, what the hell?
You've never seen my avatar. Yeah. I'm 55 years old.
Are you all talking about something else?
I don't know.
I'm talking about Facebook, man.
You've never seen my avatar.
You've never seen my avatar.
I'm on Facebook.
Man, listen.
Pause.
So for Uncle Roy, Uncle Percy, Uncle Rod, Uncle DJay, for the missing Cousin Amayou and Auntie Nicole and super producer Mel, hope you feel better soon. We are the Grumpy Old Nerds. Every Thursday at 8:30, we sit here and talk shit about other people's stuff. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Some time to waste. I think I'm going to watch Rebel Moon.
Enjoy yourself. Be careful. Be careful next week because the weather's supposed to be terrible. And goodbye. Goodbye.